Okay, it's the third weekend in July. We're going to take a quick look at the garden here. Had a lot of changes in the tomato production. The tomatillos are still here. I haven't seen much difference in them. They're still trying to just adapt. The Romas have come in very well and started to really color up. We've picked probably a dozen or so. And as you can see, there's at least a dozen more that are turning right now. So the production has been really good. The plants aren't seem to get much higher than that, but they're heavily loaded down. So we'll just have to see what they do for that. But yeah, they're very heavy and very productive and turning, so that's good. Fantastic about that. Here's our red okra back here, which was planted a lot later than anything else. And then our squash or gourd still coming up there, looking fantastic. Looks like it's going to be a healthy plant. Our string beans here are growing up. Still haven't seen any flowers or anything, but they're still growing up good. Our other beans back here are doing the same. The Scarlet Runner has put out they're beautiful scarlet flowers, but no fertilization looks like it happened, so no bean pods back here. And as you can see, our other hyacinth beans, other runner beans are producing or growing, but not really producing any flowers or anything else. So, we'll just have to see how it goes. They've got lots of holes in them, their leaves, but they're doing okay. And if you look for back here, we can also see the corn over there. You can see that they have their silks out, and their ears are starting to fatten up on some of them. So they're finished growing, I think. Their height is probably about 7.5 feet or so, and most of them have at least one ear, most commonly two. So pretty excited about that. I think we might have some corn here in a few weeks, at least the front ones there. And then when we come back over here with our tomatoes, we picked some more of these this Health Kick Pace variety, and there's some more ready, I think. Another one. Once again, they're always on the other side where you can't see them here from this angle, but they're over there. So they're once again heavy producers. Not like the plants are going to be very tall, but they're going to produce a lot of stuff, and they got a lot of fruit. So I'm fine with that. So much so that this one's kind of laying down. And then we've got our three smaller varieties, which, as you can see, have grown up a lot. Tremendous amount. We've got our yellow pear here, and then our Juliet, and then our San Marzano. And we can see our yellow pear. We've already picked some this season, and here's a couple more that are pretty close to being ready right there. And then our little Juliets. There's a couple down there. I just picked about a half a dozen of those yesterday or the other day. And then the ones in the San Marzano, they are a little slightly larger than these other guys, so they still haven't matured yet. I think we picked one, but maybe not. So it's kind of a larger version. It's a plum tomato, so it's a smaller version of the Roma, but a bigger version, bigger than these guys, so it'll take a little longer. But anyway, that is what we've got there. Now our asparagus plant is having some problems. I just noticed it a couple days ago, so I'll have to look into it. But this one's here is all rust colored and brown, so I need to look into see what's going on there. If I need to pull that out, or if I can just leave it and whatnot. I've noticed also some other little things changing. That's not really that bothersome, but that whole stalk being brown there is kind of something I need to look into. Our squash have been super productive, and we were gone on a few days and didn't pick some stuff before we left, and got some little baseball bats when we came back because we hadn't picked them. So the golden zucchini here, Gold Rush zucchini, has been very productive, fantastically so. Our eggplant, which is still there, still alive, growing in the midst of all that, is still surviving. We haven't had quite as many fruit off of this sunburst as we have last year. The vine hasn't been quite as vigorous As you can see, it's only in this little area here where these zucchinis have spread out crazily. Our Black Beauty zucchini has been doing fantastic as well. You can see a big fat over there, straight neck squash. Need to get that guy. It's been doing okay. It's way behind everything else, as you can see by the size. It's tiny. These guys are like 4 or 5 times the size. So anyway, they're surviving, and the eggplants in the middle are slowly surviving as well. And speaking of eggplant, here we've got these two guys here. These are the green varieties, Masigo and Thai Kermit. And that little guy's got a tiny little one here. These are got bigger ones. Nice good fruit there. Not sure when they'll be ready, but there's several good sized fruit on there. And then the ones, these 4 plants here are the ones we bought at the late end of the season, or end of the growing season there, and they've not looking too good. These ones are starting to fall off, but they're starting to put out some new green leaves, which is a good sign, but definitely makes it very delayed. So, and these are our Better Bell here, and they are producing. I think actually those are already ripe, so we'll take those out and see how those are. And once again, our corn, nice and fat there. So yeah, in a couple of weeks we might have some corn here for the first few years. We've got a bunch of okra this week. Started to pick that. Our peppers are starting to really produce. We're finally starting to see. These are the poblanos there. These chocolate bell. We are having some sun scald issues, like right there on those, which means they won't work very well. I need to look at those are the peppers are supposed to be the mariachi, which is supposed to turn bright colors, but they're still all that waxy one. So I don't know if they got cross-pollinated too much with the wax peppers or whatnot. So I need to look into that and see if they're actually going to change or not. Because some of them have been hanging on there for quite some time, and I don't know what they're actually going to turn out to be. And so you can see our okras here, starting to get some of those. The basil is going very productive. Need to get in there and get some of that. Our sweet banana peppers are doing well there too. So, and you can see some giant peppers there. Those are the Big Jim. It's like a New Mexico chili, like a stuffing chili. So we'll be looking forward to that fairly soon as well. In our spring box, the onions are still there. We can probably take some of those. Looks like we've just got some chard and carrots and onions, some of the root stuff left. The beets, because most of the leafy stuff is pretty much toast because of the heat and stuff. So anyway, we can go in here and clean up in a bit, but we can get some of those onions out of there, and also get some of our basil. So anyway, we've had a lot of, you can see more of the tomatoes there, the ripe tomatoes on the back side. So we've had lots of those, and we'll be getting lots more tomatoes. We get lots of peppers and squash. So it's very good right now, very productive, very happy. And that's it for the third week in July.